All righty. So tonight we have fabulous Miss Shelley Beach. I know I've been excited about this one all week long. So Shelley is going to share tonight about recruiting through our virtual parties. Carol, did you have anything before she jumps in?
No, the only thing I want to say is stay tuned through the whole thing because we have something exciting that will be announced at the end.
Yeah. Don't we all love surprises?
Yeah.
This one's better than national conference. I'm just joking.
Well, that I cannot promise you, but it is pretty exciting and something we've never done before. So I am super, super excited to get to be here training y'all. When Becky reached out to me and told me what they were doing this summer, that we were having this training series, and I heard the lineup of who was training before me, I sort of did a long pause when she asked me to do this training. And I mean, it was like I kind of like looked over my shoulder and said, me? So I am really, really honored and humbled, you guys, to be asked to get to train y'all on some virtual recruiting. So for those who don't know me, my name is Shelley Beach. I'm an advanced director from Dallas, Texas. And I have actually been doing virtual parties with Pampered Chef for only a couple years. And really before this year, it was like dabbling. I did one here and there, but I never had that wild success that I had heard so many consultants were having with virtual parties. Before that, I've been with Pampered Chef a total of 9 years. So in my mind, I am actually a cooking show consultant. So I did cooking shows wholly for over 7 years before even I touched virtual parties. I was also not a person who did Facebook. So you guys all know those people when you say, you know, oh, are you on Facebook? They're like, I don't do Facebook. That was me 3 years ago. So I had a Facebook account, but I was on it like maybe once a month. Okay. So from there to here, Facebook is something that you can totally learn. It is something that you can absolutely, in a short amount of time, learn how to have very effective parties and start recruiting people all over the country and have a really, really fun time with it. So let's dive in. So first off, I want to just do some virtual show housekeeping with y'all because I don't want these burning questions to be on your mind the whole time I'm talking about everything else. So first of all, I do groups for my virtual shows. My virtual shows are 6 days long from Friday to Wednesday. And the first 2 days are pre-party, what I call pre-party. They're just purely engagement, games, fun, tips, recipes. And what I usually do for those first 2 days, what it's about for me is really jumping in and showing my personality in those first 2 days of the party. So I try to be on point Fridays and Saturdays. Saturdays, I don't work a whole lot unless I have a cooking show that I'm gonna go do. Saturdays are a family day for me, but I pop into my shows a couple times and I make sure that I really try, on all my engagement posts, I try to kind of shine in my comments. You know, I try to be like my best self. And so those are the days that I'm just letting everybody get to know me, get to sort of build that trust and that relationship. That's all those days are about. Okay, and then my posts end on Wednesday. I always use Thursday as a, oops, can I still order on so-and-so show day? And then I close out and submit my shows Friday. So I close out with my host and submit my parties on Friday. So all in all, my party runs really Friday to Friday. And I do host coaching. I do a 10-minute coaching call with every single one of my hosts, okay? I do a lot of virtual parties each week, y'all. So, but that coaching call is a must. I don't add my host to her party group until we've had that coaching call. So what I do is I reach out on Mondays. I send a note Monday morning, a message in Messenger to my hosts, and I say, hi, Angela, I have your show all set and ready to go for Friday, plus a host packet in the mail on the way to you. So excited. What is a good time tomorrow for us to have a quick 10-minute chat so I can go over inviting to your party? I could do X or X tomorrow. Do either work for you? So that's the message I send. It's not an option about whether or not we're going to have it. If they're not willing to get on the phone with me for 10 short minutes to plan a fun party, they're not in. Okay, so sometimes that call happens on Tuesday. Sometimes that call gets pushed to Wednesday. A few times I've had that call get pushed to Thursday. But if my host has not, had the call with me by Thursday, that virtual show is not happening. So I just either push the show to the next week, or she's already really canceled. Okay, I keep a note for all my wording and scripts, and I mean every word I say in a virtual party, almost every single word, in my notes app, on my phone, and on my computer. So I have an iPhone and I have a Mac, so the notes app is on both, but there's lots of notes app. There's like millions of them. Whatever works for you. But I like the notes app because it allows me to separate out by topic my different notes. And I'm going to show you what that looks like in a bit. But this allows me to just copy and paste about 95% of my responses to everything in the party. All of anything I say to a host, just all the time, I can copy and paste right from that notes app. And last but not least, I do tickets in my virtual parties, and I do lots of prizes. Okay, I just think prizes are fun. I love giving away free stuff. I think it's fun, and it's worked for me. So it's not a must, but it's just the way I do my shows. And tickets cost you nothing. Okay, it's just fun. Everybody likes to play. Everybody likes to win. Okay, so that's all that. Let's talk recruiting. So you've probably heard the phrase recruiting from the heart. So I want to start with that. Recruiting from the heart means that you're recruiting more for someone else than you are for yourself. That's really what recruiting from the heart means. We're all here on this call, right, to learn how to recruit and grow bigger teams. And you're probably thinking, wait, but that's for myself. Like, I want to recruit and I want to grow a bigger team. But that's okay. You're allowed to have big business goals for yourself and your team and your business. But when it comes to actually doing the recruiting, always just in your mind, be focusing on what's in it for them. It's just the same as your host, right? And we do the same thing. If you're focused on what you're helping your host earn for free, she's going to have a great party. And if you're focused on what this business can do for someone else, you're going to not just recruit a lot of people, but you're going to recruit people that you're proud to have on your team, that you're going to be recognizing constantly for doing amazing things. Okay, so how do we recruit from the heart? I'm going to give you a couple pointers here. So to recruit from your heart, you must believe in the dream. Okay, not just the products we sell, which are awesome. And we probably are all here because we totally believe in the products and love them, right? Also, not just because you believe the kit is a huge bargain, which it is. It is a bargain. But you want to recruit from your heart. You have to believe in the dream of what this business is. And so I just want to say, Carol has said this recently much better than I can on a Grow Your Business call. But so just in case you don't know, no one makes money on someone just signing up and purchasing a kit. No one. Not you, not the new recruit, not Pampered Chef. Nobody makes any money on that, okay? So it serves no purpose to sell the kit. So my top recruiting tip, if you don't take anything else away from this call, here it is. Focus on the dream, not the kit. So the kit is just one of many tools that we have to entice people that we have a life-changing business opportunity for them. So the kit is not the opportunity you're trying to, give them. If they want lots of free products, have them host a party. We have an amazing host program. And if products are the only motivation for them, then it's more beneficial for everyone, you, them, and everyone else if they host a party. So everybody will be happier with the end result there. And they can get just as much for free and half price and all of that by hosting. Okay, So recruit from your heart. You have to believe in the dream. And I'll just say, for me personally, this is the year that my Pampered Chef business, after 9.5 years in the business, this is the year that the dream really became crystal clear in my mind of what this business is. However, from the first day that I joined 9.5 years ago, I had a career, I had other things going on, but I've always seen the possibility of the dream of this business, and that's been number one in my mind. So I have to admit, my cooking shows have always been about 80% recruiting and 20% other stuff like hosting and product. I have been working to change that a little bit, but I've always been so excited about this business opportunity that's what I've always wanted to share with people from day one. And so it's just been a matter of finding the right way to translate that, which has always worked really well in a cooking show, how to translate that into a virtual space. So we're going to talk about the specifics. Okay, so number 2, to recruit from your heart, you must have an abundance of bookings on your calendar. Okay, abundance being the key word. So abundance is going to mean something different for everyone, right? Different in your business, depending on how many shows you want to do. But what abundant means is not having the amount of cooking shows you actually want to do, but having well more than that on your calendar. Okay, of course, the easy low-hanging fruit there is you meet more people by doing more shows, so you have more bookings and more recruit leads, right? That's just common sense. But there's more to it than that. So when you have an abundance of bookings on your calendar, it gives you confidence and assurance about the business opportunity. You can actually say with confidence, and it will sound different. No matter, you could say the same words, but when you say them, it's going to sound differently to people because it's true. You have a strong business that you are offering them when you have a ton of bookings on your calendar. It's not just something you're saying, it's something that you're experiencing, which is really powerful. And the last thing about that is, and this is huge, and this is what I've really discovered this year, when you have more shows on your calendar than you feel comfortable with, that like you're looking at your calendar and you're thinking, I don't really know how I'm going to do that many shows in 2 weeks. Like, that's a lot of shows. I have a life, you know? When you're having that feeling, guess what you're really motivated to do? Give them away. When someone expresses interest in the opportunity, you don't have to hesitate for a split second in your mind about that host taking all the bookings from that party. You don't have to think, oh my gosh, 4 bookings. I just got 4 bookings and now I'm going to recruit her and those are going to be hers. Oh, that's good. But 4 bookings. You don't have to feel that at all. In fact, when you recruit and you have so many shows on your calendar and you recruit someone and they take those 4 shows, it's kind of like, whew, I didn't know how I was going to do those. So glad she took those for me. And now we all win because I can help her do them successfully, but those hosts are going to be taken care of. Everybody wins, right? That's recruiting from the heart, truly, generously from your heart. Okay, and then the third thing to recruit from the heart is you have to have a system, and that system has to do 4 things. You have to have a system to inspire/entice. You have to have a system to inform. You have to have a system to invite. And last, and this one is the one that people leave off, I think, you have to have a system to close. Okay, so I'm going to go through each of those. So first of all, inspire, entice. So this starts not in your shows, but in the virtual space and really in real life too. But this starts with your personal profile on Facebook. Okay, so before you really dive into booking tons of shows and recruiting tons of people, or, going for that, I want you to take a close look at your profile on Facebook. So, or Instagram, or wherever you hang out in real life. Maybe this refers to recruiting in person too, y'all. So it's like personal appearance and, your demeanor and all of that. But your personal profile, just know that people are paying attention. People are going to go check you out. As soon as you start having a conversation with someone about, this business is great and it's done so many things for my family, they're going to go check. And it's really easy just to pop over to someone's personal profile and just scroll a few scrolls. They're not going to spend all day doing it, right? They're going to look at the last 3 to 5 things, and they're going to go, yeah, she really is cooking for her family. Or, oh yeah, they really are going on vacation this summer. That looked awesome. Or whatever it is. So on your personal profile, you want to be fun. You want to be light. You want to be professional. Okay? Ask yourself these questions. Would you want to hang out with you? Would you want to work with you? Would you want you for a boss? Okay? You know the answer when you check out the top 10 last things you posted on Facebook. You'll know the answer when you look. So besides your personal profile, there's also your VIP group and business page, which is kind of ongoing, your face to your business. Show your personality more than anything else. Show your personality. So maybe you see a funny meme that you can relate to. Post it. Nothing snarky, nothing scary or weird or whatever. Just something funny that actually spoke to you. Post it. Your successes. When you have a big success and you're over the moon excited, post that, y'all. People need to hear. Anything you're excited about. Maybe you're excited about new fall products. Tease that, things that you're getting to do because of your PC business. And you don't have to mention, I got to do this because of Pampered Chef. Just post, look at this awesome swing set that, we just got for the spring. It is so amazing. I'm loving watching my kids play on it. Maybe it's just went and you paid cash for school clothes for the first time ever. So we went on a shopping day and bought all our school clothes in cash. It was so fun. Maybe you're enjoying Toy Story pancakes or bubble waffles or home cooked meals together with your family. Maybe you're getting to be room mom for your kids' preschool class this fall. Some of those were personal. Mm-hmm. So, but these are the sorts of things you want to be showing about your life. And that, don't even mention the business. You don't have to. Okay. So let's talk about other ways you're going to inspire and entice. So before your party, in your host coaching chat. So I'm going to do the very beginning of my host coaching chat, and Becky's going to be my host. So we schedule a time for that host coaching chat, and I call right on time, and I say, hey, Becky, it's Shelley with Pampered Chef. How are you?
I'm really good, Shelley. How are you?
I'm doing good. Is this time still good for you?
Yeah, if you hear background noise, though, I do have kids.
Oh my gosh, Becky, I totally understand that. I will keep it short for you, but thank you so much for taking the time to connect with me on the phone. I know it's kind of weird that we book a virtual party and then I'm immediately like, hey, let's get on the phone. But just know everything else we can do through Facebook Messenger. It's just important for us to have a quick call just so I can make sure you know what to expect and we work together to make sure you have a great party. So I'll keep it short. You ready?
Yeah, sure am.
All right. So before I dive into inviting, I just have to ask because honestly, this is the first time we've ever spoken. And so I have no idea if you're interested, but we can actually do your show one of two ways. So you can earn the money or I can earn the money. Either way, I'm going to do all the posting and the work inside this party, but we can, if you're interested at all in what I do, we can flip this party over to you to be the consultant. We'll just make it your launch party. You'll earn both the commission and the host rewards. Have you ever considered having a side gig like this and making some money while you're on Facebook?
Not really. I'm just too busy.
Oh gosh, Becky, I understand busy. You are a busy mom like me. I've seen how busy you are. So that is no problem at all. I just wanted to check just so we know, and I wanted to let you know about that opportunity. But for now, we'll just stick to the plan, and I'm going to dive in and start telling you about how to invite so we have a super successful party.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Okay, so that's how I start my host coaching script. Takes just a couple minutes, but I always offer the opportunity just like that at the very beginning. I've had several hosts right then and there say, you know what, I was thinking about it. Or I've had two that actually just said, yeah, can you tell me how to sign up? So most everyone says, no, I'm not interested. Or what do you mean? Does that mean I'd have to be a consultant like you? Or, you know, but it opens the conversation, and it's just the very beginning. Okay. During the show, okay, so as the show goes on, you're going to continue to let your host know what you admire about her, okay? You're going to be sincere, not gushy, because that all comes through in Messenger just like it does in talking, right? So be sincere, but for instance, if she was awesome at welcoming people into the party, tell her that. If she wrote like a really nice post, like her wording was on point when she wrote this welcome post or whatever she shared, maybe she shared her favorite Pampered Chef product and she talked about it. And I mean, sometimes I'm like, wow, like she really should have my job. Tell her that. And if she would truly rock at this business because she's like the Facebook queen or the like has a billion friends person or something, tell her that. All right. So that's just dripping through your party. We call it, some people call it the drip method. You're just going to keep dripping that that's still a possibility. She could join anytime. Okay. And she'd be awesome. Okay, then in the show, I do one recruiting post per day. I have a 6-day show that encourages interaction, and it appeals to each one appeals to a different aspect of the business. Okay, so each day I'm appealing to something a little different, so a variety. I'm going to show you my 6 posts. I think we're going to share screen. I'm the unluckiest technology person on earth, y'all. So just keep that in mind as we move forward. Okay. Okay. Can y'all all see my screen? Should look like Facebook.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So this is the post I do on day 1 of the party. This is in the afternoon. So we've just been doing some engagement and funny stuff or whatever, just having fun. And then in the evening, I do this one. It's question time. Let's play Q&A. Ask me a question about Pampered Chef and get 20 extra tickets for the pre-party. Then I talk about the August special, and then I give them examples of some questions to ask. Shockingly, not many people actually use these questions. It's like people want to come up with their own or be clever or something. But I give them examples to help them get started. And sometimes if it's crickets, I will ask my host to get us started. But often on this first day, I don't. If it falls flat and nobody comments, no big deal. It's day 1. We got 5 more days to go. Okay. So that's the first question. And then the second day, I do this post. What would you do with an almost extra $800 in your bank account this month? Signed off for 20 tickets to the pre-party prize. Did you know that Pampered Chef consultants make real money? And then I have a paycheck of a newer consultant and what she made in her first month with Pampered Chef from her couch, just a handful of parties. Okay. And I mentioned Disney again. Okay. Disney's big for a lot of people. So this post, because I'm not asking what would you do if you earned $800 with Pampered Chef, I'm asking what would you do with $800 this month? So I get a lot of responses to this question, and they're all pretty similar. So for these first 2 days, this is still pre-party, so I am not immediately reaching out to every single person who comments. What I do is anybody that comments, I comment back. And then I'll say something like, you know, I'd love to chat more, or I'd love to tell you more, let me know, or something like that. But I'm not immediately like, hey, let's chat, and try to get them into Messenger right then and there. I wait. Okay, the third day is this post. Let me check if I'm right. I think I'm missing one. So the third or fourth day of the show, yeah, sorry, I'm missing one. Okay, I have my host do the post. And so this is the daily host post, okay? So she posts this one: friends, woohoo, you've all made this party so much fun. I bet you can tell Shelley loves what she does. Here's an opportunity to earn lots of extra tickets for the grand prize. And so it's just another ask me questions. This is when people start to really open up, when their friend posts this. And I always, you know, tell her, you ask the first question. So there's always one question at least asked for this post. And people really start jumping in there and asking questions. I'm going to talk about my answers in just a little bit. And then this is another one, what inspires you to succeed? I really love this image that Pampered Chefs provided. I say, what inspires you? There are many reasons to have your own Pampered Chef business. I know consultants who are successfully doing all of them. Choose one of these for 10 tickets to the grand prize. So they'll say more money for fun, or support the household budget, or big financial goal. But again, it just opens up the conversation with me. And then on the last day, this is literally the last post in my party. I do basically the same question as the first day, and also ask them to like my business page and stuff. But again, I list the questions that they can ask. And this is when this particular one, we've been together 6 days. They know me. They feel like they know me at this point. And they'll just ask anything. That's when people start asking about money, and, you know, how much time do you spend on this, and what does your life really look like? Tell us all the stuff. That's when people really open up here. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing. And okay, so answering the questions, we're moving from enticing to informing. So this is the inform. That was loud. Okay, over. And so when you inform, you're going to respond to questions. All right, so what do your responses look like? Be strategic. Just like you cook once and eat twice, okay? What I encourage you to do is learn to write once and use the same thing over and over and over. People are going to ask you the same questions. And so that first time you get something, make sure that you spend a little time and think through what you want your response to sound like and what you want it to look like. But once you've done that one time, use it over and over. I never do anything virtually 2 times. I do everything virtually once. So I'm only composing my responses 1 time. And this includes to, you know, when I make a new outline and I'm doing a new post, you know, everyone's going to start commenting on whatever engagement question it is, like, do you like edges or middles of your brownies or whatever it is. I come up with my responses to their comments, and I use those over and over again. So I come up with it, I write it once, use it many times, okay? You don't want to vomit information. You've probably heard that before. It's just enough to answer their exact question that they asked you, okay? So if someone says, how long have you been doing this? My response is 9 years total, 2 years virtual. That's all I write. Don't be coy about answering their question that looks suspicious. It looks like you're trying to hide something. So actually answer their question. Be direct but positive, and focus on the dream, okay? So always focusing on the dream. People will try to pull you to talk about the kit, or pull you to talk about, you know, other things to do with products and things. but focus on the dream. So I'm just going to give you a couple examples of my responses. Actually, what I'm going to do is show you how I organize them so that you know exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to share my screen again. Everybody take a deep breath. It's technology. Okay, and okay, so this is my notes. Can y'all see that? Awesome. Okay, so these are what an example of what my notes look like. And you can see I'm in my recruiting notes, but I have scripts and texts and words, comments and responses to everything that I say in my business. So in my recruiting words, I have recruiting questions, responses. So these are my responses. When somebody says, how much do you have to sell per month? Or do you have to sell, do you have a quota? This is what I respond. I say, you only need to sell 150 a month to retain your consultant discount, which is 20% off on long-standing products, 50% for any one item that's new that comes out. You only have to sell 150 every 6 months before you'd lose your consultant status. But I find that most people never have that problem because they end up having such a blast. I usually change that to a blast at the end. This is going to change soon. My little response here is going to change slightly, but that's what I'm focusing on. So, people, if you just say you have to sell 150 a month, people are like, that sounds hard, So you've got to break it down a little bit for them to soften it slightly, but still tell the truth. How much does it cost to get started? I say, you choose. We have 3 consultant kits for $99, $159, or $259. Each is amazing. And then I talk a little bit about the ultimate kit. So you can see I have all of these responses that I've written. And sometimes people throw me a curveball, not very much. People basically ask the same questions over and over. But you can see how many I've written out over the last, basically 5 months. There's a lot of them. So I've written out all my responses so that I never have to do it again. When I get that question again, I just copy and paste. Okay? All right, stop share. Okay. So, like I said, the first few days of the party, I don't actually follow up in Messenger yet. I just write something in my comment like, I'd love to tell you more, or what a great question, let's chat sometime. But then once 3 or 4 days into the party, once I start following up with my rock star party guests and start doing the host booking challenge with my hosts, both of which I do in my parties, then I also start following up with those who responded at all to any of my recruiting questions, and I do track them. So I have my recruiting questions, day 1, day 2, day 3, in my show tracker written out, and when somebody, makes a comment on that, I write their name there. To me, that's probably one of the most important pieces of information in my entire show that I'm doing. So I make sure to track who's talking about recruiting. And then usually those are the rock stars anyways, so I'm following up with those. But after I followed up with rock star party guests, the ones that are just everywhere all over the show, then my next priority is to follow up with everybody who commented on one of the recruiting posts. And my follow-up is very similar to my rock star party guest. I make a comment to their comment in the show and just say, thanks for your comment. I'm sending you a fun message. Check your message folder for it. And then this is what I do. I know this is a controversial thing, but I friend them on Facebook, and then I send them the message and just says, and the message I send them just says, hey, Becky, it's the Pampered Chef lady. Okay. So to me, the friending, I know people have different opinions about that, but for me, my Facebook, because I'm a virtual consultant and this is my business and this is what I do. For me, Facebook is no different than if I had a brick and mortar store and sold Pampered Chef products in that store. That's what Facebook is to me. Okay. So why wouldn't I, if somebody came up to knock on the door, would I keep it locked? Would I not open it and welcome them in during my business hours? No, I would let them in to my store. And so by friending them, that's what you're doing. Now, does that mean that, you probably don't want to be posting questionable things all over your Facebook? Yep. That's what that means. So if you're committed to having a virtual business on Facebook, then just know your Facebook is now your business. So I friend them, and what I have found is just the act of sending them a friend request a couple days after they've been seeing me on the party and having fun, they're kind of getting to know me, and then I send them a friend request. I can't tell you how many people have said, thank you so much for that friend request. People, because it's a friend request, people immediately feel more open to you because you just became their actual friend in a lot of people's mind. Okay, so then they're open to having a conversation with you, and the other side effect is, they'll actually see your message. If they accept your friend request, then all of a sudden, boom, they see that you messaged them as well. So that's super handy. Okay. So in the conversation, what you're going to do in Messenger is answer any additional questions, have a back and forth, get to know them a little bit. I think of it kind of as a two-way interview. They're interviewing me, but I'm also interviewing them. So ask lots of questions, and you should always make sure you're asking more questions than you're answering. But don't grill them either. You have to keep it light, you have to keep it fun, and keep it consistent with the personality that they already have seen you have in the show. So don't completely turn into a different person in Messenger and now you're just all business, or vice versa. You were kind of all businessy in the show and then now you're super friendly, gushy with lots of emojis. So just keep it consistent with whatever your virtual voice is. And then just have a conversation. The end result of your chit chat is one of two things. You want to either recruit them and get them signed right then, or you want to invite them to continue the conversation elsewhere, or pick it up later. So the way, what you're going to invite them to, where are you going to invite them to? You're inviting them to an opportunity event. In the virtual space, that is the number one key that I have found for my team to be so effective, is get them to a virtual opportunity event. Because a virtual opportunity event is where the party continues in a much more direct way about the business opportunity, not just the fun and the products and the free that the host's getting and all of the party stuff. It's a party, but it's all about the business. So that's where you want to get your virtual people to. That's where you're leading them. So there's several different options. You in a live, if you're recruiting them, in person, maybe they're local or something, invite them to your next team meeting. Invite them to the seasonal kickoff event, fall kickoff, spring kickoff, whatever. Get them somewhere in person if it's coming up soon. If you get them somewhere in person, are they going to not sign up? No, they're going to sign up, just to answer that question. Okay. But the other option is a team virtual look and learn event, which my team has started doing once a month for the last few months, and it has been insanely successful. So those that end up coming to that virtual event, not only are they fun, but we have people signing up after those left and right. So stay tuned to the very end of the training to hear a little bit more about that. Okay, the other option is Pampered Chef also has the monthly Meet Pampered Chef webinar. So whichever's coming up next, whichever's the closest, is what I'll invite my people to. And so once again, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you my invites. So I share these with my team, but I've just written out a little invite. It's very similar to the invite that my hosts send out to invite to a party. It's the same format, but it's inviting to an opportunity event. So I have it written out, just slightly tweaked for different things, a potential recruit, just a flat person that you're talking to about the opportunity, or one of your current hosts, or one of your upcoming hosts, one of your past hosts, or one of your current guests that you've chatted with. So like, for instance, it just says, "Hi, Becky. Because of our recent chat, I would like to personally invite you as my guest to an online opportunity event we're doing here on Facebook today or tomorrow." I usually am inviting like soon, just like you would to a virtual party. If it's 2 weeks out, it's not going to work. So Thursday, May 9th from 8 to 9 p.m. So you can hear a little bit more about the August, free kit rebate offer and get any of your questions answered. It will be fun and completely no strings attached. There will also be a prize given away for those that attend. No matter your level of interest, I hope you'll click join group, and then I do the link. So all they have to do is literally click join group, like click the picture. Okay, so, and then like I said, I just have that tweaked. And then I have the opportunity webinar, the Pampered Chef webinar. I give them the registration link at the end. So it's basically the same thing, but then instead of the group URL, it has the registration link instead. And then it tells them, even if you cannot make the exact time, you will be sent the replay. Here's the registration link. Because if they register, they get the replay of that meeting in their email. So even if they can't be there at that exact time. I like that on that webinar. Okay. So you get them to an opportunity event. Here's the kicker. It means nothing if you don't follow up after the event or the show or the coffee chat or whatever you did with them within 24 hours or less. 12 hours, even better. Okay, and the virtual space, if they haven't heard from you in 24 hours, they might have forgotten who you are. It's just the truth. Okay, lots of stuff going on, lots of posts coming at them, lots of, life in between there. So if they came to an opportunity event, make sure you follow up with them in well less than 24 hours, okay? And even go the extra mile. So if this is a virtual party, okay, and that person already placed an order, which they're a rock star guest, maybe they've already done that, send them a snail mail note or card in the mail. It's super effective, y'all. If you meet in a virtual space and they get a note from you in the mail in your own handwriting, it's like, wow, you are awesome. Okay. And then, keep in touch. So whether or not they move forward to, sign or not, they're now your star VIPs, those people, because they attended an opportunity event or a look and learn or whatever. So they kind of have like an inside scoop into Pampered Chef that other people don't, that your other VIPs don't. And what I found is they'll start recruiting for you. They'll recruit in other virtual parties they're in. They'll recruit in your VIP group. They'll talk to their daughter, their niece, their friend, whatever, and say, "Oh yeah, like Pampered Chef, they have all that cool stuff. But did you know that they also like make real money? I saw this check," whatever, because they saw some stuff in that opportunity event that they didn't, that nobody else has seen. Okay, let's talk about closing. Last bit. So this is my deal at an in-person show. I started doing this a couple years ago and having a lot of success with it. My recruiting rate at in-person shows went way up. I mean, I was almost recruiting someone at each actual cooking party I went to do. I was doing a lot less shows back then, y'all, but I had a really good recruiting rate because I started doing this. As you learned from Carolyn, it is easier to book your shows from your shows at your shows, right? And I found that it's also easier to recruit your recruits at the show. Okay, so when I sit down with them, when I sit down to do my checkout, my full service checkout, I do my full service checkout, like I check their orders on my computer. I bring my laptop to my shows. And then I use my phone. I have my phone pulled up to pamperedchef.com, the Be a Consultant page. I'm not logged in. I'm like an actual pamperedchef.com just as a not consultant. And I click on the Be Consultant. So I have that pulled up on my phone. And then when I am having a recruiting chat with someone, I say this, I answer their questions. We do back and forth question. And then, when there's kind of a pause or I feel like they've gotten a lot of their questions answered, I say, "Are there any more questions I can answer for you, or are you just ready to sign up?" Okay, and A lot of times they'll just say, I don't know, I guess I'm ready, because they can't think of another question. And I hand them my phone and I say, here's how you sign up. You can just fill out the whole agreement and we'll get your kit coming to you right away. And then we'll talk about setting up a call so we can chat and get your business off started strong. Okay, easy as that. And then they just take your phone out of your hand and they start filling it out. It's brilliant. So that was like a magic thing that I put into my business a few years ago. And then, so to do it virtually, I had to figure out, how do I do that virtually? So it's similar. When I'm having that follow-up conversation with them, I'm answering their questions. We're kind of having a back and forth. And I get to the point where, you know, lots of questions have been answered. And I say, are there any more questions I can answer for you? Or you're just ready to get the info on how to sign up? And they'll either ask another question, or they'll tell you the truth. They'll go, oh, no, I'm not ready to sign. I don't know. And I say, oh, okay, what other questions do you have? I want to make sure I get them answered for you right now. Or sometimes they'll say, yeah, I guess I just need to know how to sign. And so I have my little my closing script ready to go. So I have one for they're not taking the kit credit, and I have one where they are taking the kit credit if they're a host, and we're having this conversation at the end of their party. So I will share this, of course, with all of y'all, but it just basically says you'll go to, and I give them the link to my exact Be a Consultant page on my PWS. And then I say, click the red Join Now button, fill out the agreement, making sure to use the same email you used as a guest in the past. And I give them that email address. Like if they've placed an order or whatever, I give them that email address so there's no confusion. When it asks for your recruiter, here's my consultant ID number, and I give that to them. Now, that's not necessarily needed nowadays, because if they've ordered from you or been a host, when they're filling that out, it should say, you know, they can actually search your name, or they'll see your name. But I just give them my consultant ID just as insurance. It just makes me feel better, y'all. Okay, and then I say at the end, you'll enter payment. As soon as you've completed the agreement, I'll get an email and I'll add you to our team Facebook page to welcome you. We have 3 kits to choose from, and then I go through the kit stuff and I say, here's a flyer that shows and compares them on page 2. You can just choose the one that fits your budget and which items you'd like to own. And that's it. So a lot of times they'll just, if we get to that point, that's the close, they just click the link and they go sign up, and I get that you have a new consultant email in a few minutes later. So it's awesome. Okay, so I think I got through everything. So now we have our special announcement. Actually, I think we probably want to do any questions that anybody has first. Right, Carol, or do we want to just... You tell me. Do we want to do questions?
Sorry, I was muted.
That's okay.
I think we should just tell them, because that's going to be one of the big questions.
True. All right. So what we're doing, we are doing a big, mega virtual look and learn event for the entire RADU organization. So, whoop, whoop, it's going to be so fun, y'all. Okay, so I love mega virtual shows personally. I love them, and I love our monthly look and learns. We've had so much excitement on these look and learns lately. It's really, really fun. So our next team one was already scheduled for Thursday, September the 5th. And I want to get the times right. I know everybody's in different time zones, and I'm horrible with time zones. Okay, so ours is already scheduled for 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I know that's a little late for you guys on the East Coast, but we're going to keep it there. We do it a little bit later so that it allows everybody to get their kids down for bed, including me. So, and then Carol can share with you a few more details.
Yeah, the flip side of doing it late is that we also have people on the West Coast, and that will allow them to actually be out of work, you know, so it kind of is a good time. So I am going to be sending out a message to all directors in my first, second, and third gen in the next, sometime this week, which will have information on how your team can participate. And I can't tell you how excited I am. I know this is going to be awesome. And I think it's a fabulous way to kick off the new fall selling season with lots of people on your team. So stay tuned for details on how your team can participate sometime later this week.
Super exciting. Anybody else excited? Come on now, y'all got to get excited. Give us some love. So we do have one other thing that we want to talk about later too. So there's another announcement coming. We're just going to hold on to it for a second. We're going to answer some questions first, and then we have one more announcement. So anybody have questions for Shelley?
It was brilliant. It was really brilliant.
Yes, you did a fabulous job. I took 3 pages of notes. I don't know about y'all.
I have a question.
I have one.
Hold on, let me get my paper back. Okay, so Shelley, you said that you're giving like prizes, your grand prize. I've seen some stuff around Facebook that, I mean, I usually do like a season's best or whatever. Are you on direct ship now?
I am not.
You're not. Okay, so you can add yours to the order. Okay.
I can, but I know many even executives and, you know, directors and things that are on direct ship now, and they have just figured out a way to, I mean, they already have like their little prizes in envelopes. You know, either way, there's a cost there. But you know, you just kind of learn the system that works for you. You don't have to give away the world. Like, people are thrilled that they won. Like, that's it. They just like, I won, I beat everybody. You know, they love it.
Yeah. Well, what do you give for like a grand prize?
A grand prize, I base it on the ending sales of the party. And that is before I've added any prizes to the party, just to note. Okay, so adding on the prizes, that gives me a little bump in commission, and also like incentives and things like that. But that is partly paying for the prizes. So I don't add the prizes, and that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anywhere, like usually it's, you know, something around $8, maybe less. But I like to use the stuff on the outlet. And if you're mailing things, just order like a huge stack of those awesome cookbooks that are on the outlet. They're like, I don't want to tell anybody this because now you're all going to do it and they're going to be sold out. But this little trick, they're all flat, they're easy to mail, and they're like $3.
I know, like the season's best, they're like $1.20.
Yeah.
You know? So sometimes I mail two.
That Latin flavor cookbook and the more Latin flavor. Those are gorgeous. Those are gorgeous cookbooks, and they're $3.
Patrice, something I do with that, because I have a lot of times that I'll mail stuff as well. You know, I'm not on direct ship now, but I love to mail things to people instead of just adding it to their order. Because the other thing I do is anybody that receives a gift from me, I make sure that they're in my VIP group, and I put a fun little note in with their gift to say, hey, you know, when you receive this, take a selfie and post it in my VIP group for me to kind of like show everybody you're a winner. Yeah. And it just makes it fun.
Yeah. Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
I can.
So I was wondering, Shelley, your wording is really good. Would you be willing to share some of those scripts?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
I will share whatever is asked for, but yeah, any of those things that I listed.
That's part of my problem. I never know what to say.
Yep, and you know what? I like I said, I really picked up my virtual business this year. So I invested a lot of time, like say March and April, really sitting down and getting my systems ironed out and composing all of those little scripts. And then I have copied and pasted them ever since. So write once, use many times.
So smart.
That's awesome. Thank you.
I have a question. Did you come up with all of that wording yourself, or where is it from?
I started with some wording that I had just seen around from people that I knew were having some wild success with virtuals, like Steve Drapalski, Tony Patterson. I got a lot of great wording from. She's a rock star. And so thank you, Tony. But I took their wording and I sort of took the pieces I liked and pieced together a little bit of my own, but it is very similar to theirs. And once I found what was really working, what was like increasing my, my averages of bookings and stuff, then I just kept that.
I want to jump in and say something here, and that is that there is a danger in just taking Shelley's words, copying them, and using them as your own, because it is not going to sound like you. The reason that Shelley's wording is successful for Shelley is because it sounds like Shelley. So whatever Shelley shares with you, you absolutely must reword it to sound like you, or you will not be successful with it. I can't overemphasize that. This is anyone who went to national conference, you heard over and over and over and over again from stage how you need to be authentic. And everyone's looking for a quick and easy way. Somebody else did the work, I'm gonna copy it, and I'm just gonna send it out, and boom, I'm gonna recruit like crazy. It doesn't work that way. Shelley spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours doing this, and she's so generous to share, but it is not gonna work for you if you just literally copy and paste.
Can I get an amen?
Amen. Yes, Carol, I think I said it before, but I refer to it as your virtual voice. So it's something you kind of have to cultivate, honestly, is your virtual voice that sort of reflects you. And you want it to stay consistent on your business page, on your VIP page, on your personal profile, in your shows, and in Messenger. It has to sound like you.
And the other part of it is, notice what Shelley said. She said, I took the ones that worked, and then I got rid of the other ones that didn't work. Excuse me. So often we try something, it doesn't work, and we give up. That's not what Shelley, excuse me. That's not what Shelley did, and that's why she's successful. Sorry.
God, your throat.
It's absolutely true, though. I mean, you have to be authentic, and people can see through it. You know, if you're writing something and you're like, hey, y'all, but your friends have never heard you say, hey, y'all before, they're going to be like, who is this? And why are you talking to me? What robot program is this?
But see, I'm from Texas, y'all. So if I say y'all, it's totally me. So probably you don't want to copy and paste that if you don't live here.
I live in Pennsylvania, but I say, hey, y'all.
I live in Texas. Can I say it?
Of course you can.
It's like I don't use emojis that much.
Right.
So I copied something that had tons of emojis on it and didn't like take all that out. It's just not going to be me because I don't use them that much.
It may not be a vocal conversation, but people definitely can read and see that it's not you, for sure. All right, who else has questions?
I got a question.
Yes, Miss Sharon.
I had a question regarding, sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. So you said that you do your parties Friday through Wednesday, but 2 days of that pre-party, or do you do the pre-party Wednesday, starting Wednesday, Thursday? I'll just make sure.
Yeah, no, I have that coaching call with my hosts on Tuesdays. This ideal world on Tuesdays. And then right after I add them to their show and give them the invite that they forward out in Messenger. So that's how I invite to my parties. I have my host forward out the invitation in Messenger. And then, so I do like 2 posts on Wednesday and 2 like morning, night, like 7:30 a.m., 7:30 p.m. Like, and those, I call them like pro tips. It's just like kind of how-tos about how to make the most out of the party. So 2 on Wednesday, 2 on Thursday, and then my party starts on Friday, and my pre-party is Friday and Saturday. So then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are different theme days.
Okay.
Love
Thank
it.
you.
Who else? Who else has a question? Well, we have a couple more days left for y'all to recruit, right? And we still have the 100% kit rebate. So who's going to recruit someone? Who's excited? Everybody's going to recruit someone, right? Carol, can you hold everybody to these numbers? Everybody's raising their hand. I'm going to screenshot it. No, I'm joking. So no other questions? All right, so I am super, super excited to tell you guys that with talking with Carol, because we have had such great success and participation for our national organization, that I am going to continue organizing these trainings going forward.
Awesome.
We are going to reduce them, so they're only going to be twice a month and on Monday evenings. So I'm going to be reaching out to some different leaders and trying to figure out, you know, where we need some extra training as far as the organization goes. And Carol and I are kind of discussing what we want that to look like. So leaders, be ready to help out because it's your chance, right? It's your chance to, you know, take what you're really, really great at and share it with our organization, because we're all better together. You know, and I think that these have been super helpful. I know for my team has appreciated the extra training. And I just think that, you know, it's amazing when we could all work together for something. So, Shelley, I definitely appreciate you taking time out this evening. And you were fantastic. I don't know what you were even talking about in the beginning. Yes. So, so directors, if you can look for, there's going to be probably 1 or 2 poll posts that will be on the national organization page either tomorrow or the following day. If you guys can participate in those polls, that'll help us to get an idea of what we want the training to look like going forward. Consultants, you guys, I mean, this is amazing training, so you definitely want to participate in it. Carol, did you have anything you wanted to add at all?
No, other than it's great that you took time out of your busy day to be on this training. Now use this information.
Absolutely.
It's not going to do you any good sitting in your notebook.
Most definitely.
And thank you, Shelley. Thank you so much.
Whoop, whoop.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, it's almost the end of the month, but that doesn't mean we have to stop, right? So go out there and recruit 5 people each and make Carol excited. Angela, catch. Mwah. Y'all have a great evening and look for the recording to be posted tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.